He like whipped out this bio. I'm like, don't read all that. Nobody cares about all that. Nobody remembers all that. They're here for content. And I get the last session. How fun is that? Everybody's like, dear God, not one more session. But you got Daniel Pink after me to wrap it up. So 3 days ago, I messaged Laura Fitton, who I adore, and I said, Laura, I haven't turned in my presentation for a reason, because the odds are I'm going to scrap it and do something completely different. And true to my word, that's exactly what I did. I scrapped what I had done, and I think it was still 2 in the morning last night that I was putting this together. And being the ideas and experiences room, we're going to try something that's going to be experiential. We did a little test with AV this morning, and we think it's going to work. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but if you're along with me for the ride, we're going to try it, right? Excellent. So video is it for me now, and I've been doing video a long time, but take a look at some of these numbers of what's happening in terms of the people that have access to video on mobile devices. The numbers are now approaching 2 billion global users. And when you break it down into how much time people are spending on media on their apps, look at this. Monthly usage of apps and mobile web for media, 29 hours, 32 minutes for men, 30 hours for 58 minutes for women. So women like to watch more stuff than men do, just by a little bit. Must be all the viral video sharing. A quick history of video streaming online. 2007, around that time, brought us Ustream.tv. And it was the first real streaming service that people were able to do via desktop computers and broadcast out to the world in real time. There wasn't any of the fancy functionality, but it was pretty cool. Eventually, they released a mobile app, and back in 2008, I was doing the Comm show starting in March of that year. In fact, Dan Nickerson right there, my VP of Ideas. Stand up and turn around and say hi, Dan. He's like, geez, no. He had the best title ever for my company, the VP of Ideas. And we were streaming live video and doing a show, and back then, there were no split screens, and we figured out how using software in Skype to actually do that, to split screen people in. But it wasn't very sophisticated. Then along comes Google Hangouts. Who likes Hangouts? You can be honest, just let me know. Okay. Who does live, the Google Hangouts on air? Okay, a few of you. It promised a lot to us, and it delivered, if by delivered you mean we could wear funny hats. But other than that, it was very glitchy, very buggy. The mobile version was clunky, and sometimes you needed your own support desk to bring viewers in so they could actually partake of the video. Am I right? Complicated. And of course, we got to wear funny hats, so that was totally worth it. Then a couple years ago, along comes a new generation of apps, because more and more people are carrying mobile devices, and we see apps such as Hang With. And they launched 2013. It became easier to stream mobile from your phone, and they had some celebrities on board that I'm assuming were partners in the application, like Fiddy and Larry the Cable Guy and some others. But for whatever reason, it never quite took off to the level of what we're seeing today. And they were early to the game. The Hang With app is still a cool app, but what's happened over the last couple of years that has really sent this live streaming video craze is this. Mobile video. Because we can now upload videos via Vine, and because we can upload them via Instagram, and because Facebook has incredible native video, people who weren't using YouTube are all of a sudden finding that it's really easy to upload videos from their devices. And that's why I think apps like Hang With were before their time, just as functional as today's apps like Meerkat and Periscope, but Meerkat and Periscope came along at just the right time. Who's a fan of Meerkat? Let's see if we can get a Meerkat Periscope battle going on. Okay. Who's a Periscoper? Oh, look at all those scopers. So Meerkat blew up at South by Southwest this past year in Austin. I started using it the week before, and I was one of the guys that go, this is the bright, shiny object, and I ran around town. I think I did a 3-hour Meerkat riding on one of the pedicabs and going into a meeting and doing a live tweet chat, and it was just a blast. It was the first real intuitive, easy to use app for iOS. You simply put in your tweet, hit go, and boom, you're off to the races and you're streaming live video. And in the beginning, what was really useful, it was connected to Twitter's social graph, so that anybody who was following you on Twitter already, as soon as they signed up for Meerkat, they were automatically following you on Meerkat as well. And then Twitter came along and said, no, bad Meerkat, bad. We're cutting you off the social graph. And I don't know if there was an offer made and Meerkat didn't. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. But essentially, Meerkat got cut off from the social graph, and then Twitter comes and they say, we are going to do our own service. Oh, before I show you theirs. So I met Ryan Cooley at South by Southwest and interviewed him about Meerkat and said, do you have any t-shirts? They were handing out t-shirts. And he said, yeah, what size? I said, I'm a large. And he said, I'm out of larges. And I pointed at him. I said, what's that? And he said, you want the shirt off my back? I said yes, and he gave it to me, so now I have a Meerkat shirt. So, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you for your clothing, it's good. So along comes Periscope, and Twitter basically bought the technology and the team behind Periscope and said, we are going to launch our own service, forget you, Meerkat. Out comes Periscope, and this is their answer. Fully integrated with Twitter, and the fastest instant audience that I've ever seen. One of the problems by it, though, that's a typo. It's not drive-by. I told you I did this at 2 in the morning. There's proof. Drive-by syndrome. For those of you who use Periscope, you know what I mean. Your numbers instantly take off, and then you have people in there going, who are you? And sometimes saying things that are less savory than that. And it's the only time in live video streaming that I've had to ban people from my Periscope. So on Periscope, your numbers will shoot up and then they kind of level off to your audience. Whereas what I've discovered on Meerkat is that they go up consistently because they tend to be people who actually want to watch you rather than just people Periscope surfing. Is that a thing? I just made that a thing, right? Periscope surfing, parasurfing. Somebody tweet that. And now with both Meerkat and Periscope, we're able to download and save our videos so that we can repurpose them and put them up on YouTube or Facebook. These numbers came out in July. Periscope has not released, to my knowledge, updated numbers since then, but launching in March, they have over 10 million users, and this was as of the end of July. I would imagine it's probably, if I was going to guess, approaching 13, 14 million based on the growth that they have. Pretty much everybody is familiar with these platforms, and what I'm hoping to do today is show you the new bright, shiny object that I think is more than a bright, shiny object. I think it's the solution to melding social media in video in a way that is significantly going to make a difference for brands, marketers, and individuals, groups, and it's called blab.im. Now, I have no ownership of blab.im. I have no stake in it. They've never offered me any stock or compensation of any kind. I just love the crap out of it. Who's heard of it? Put your hand up if you've heard of it. Okay, just a few of you, good. Blab is still in beta, and it is probably the easiest to use video conferencing and broadcasting tool that I've yet to discover. It works on the desktop, and there is an iOS app, although they are working on Android, it's on their list to do. You can host a show with up to 4 people on the screen. The host gets to decide who is on at any one time. There's a chat room and there's integrated tweets, and we're gonna go into this in just a moment. One of the questions I get from people is when they ask, well, which is better, Periscope or Blab? 2 completely different beasts. The only thing they have in common is that you're broadcasting video content. Am I going too fast for you, by the way? You guys listening fast, keeping up? Because I got a lot I want to share in here. So the apps like Meerkat, Periscope, even Live for Facebook Mentions, those are one-to-many. And Steve Cozart, who's been in a lot of Blabs, a new friend of mine, says that these apps are like a concert where we're all sharing our content. And we can engage with them by looking at the comments. But have you ever noticed when you're looking at your phone and then you engage with them, they get to see your forehead because you're trying to read the comments on there. So it makes it challenging. Maybe they should start streaming the comments down from the top. Wouldn't that make it easier to read? We wouldn't be showing people our foreheads all the time. Whereas Blab is more like a town hall. So in one, it's just you broadcasting content to the world. In the other, it's a conversation. And where else do we see conversations taking place? Social media. Imagine the type of conversations that we're having on Facebook and on Twitter, and for about 3 people on Google+. Ow, that hurt. And melding that with video. So just to illustrate a couple points that regardless of which platform you're using, brands are starting to pay attention to this. My friend Brian Fanzo and Vincenzo Landino. Vincenzo, are you in the room? Back there, cool. Did this thing with Applebee's, and a bunch of us got to play a role in it by going to a local Applebee's restaurant and ordering food and broadcasting. And I did a 20-minute stream with a friend from the Applebee's in Denver. And this campaign was hugely successful for Applebee's. And they used all the platforms, wherever people were calling in from, whatever apps they were using. And then we've got like the Discovery Channel that connected with Meerkat to promote Shark Week. The smart brands are starting to pick up that they can reach people with video in the moment, build community, and create engagement. So we know that Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime are killing broadcast TV. But I'm going to propose something to you, and this is not fact, it's more of a question. And the question to ponder now, which we'll be able to answer more a couple of years down the road, is will live streaming take away an audience from Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime? I am going to skip through a few things here because I really want to get to the Blab. You guys have seen Meerkat, right? Say yes. Yeah. That way I'm just going to move really quickly. You start your stream, you've got on-screen engagement, take pictures quickly. Your comments or tweets, which is really cool. Your streams are saved to your Meerkat account, and you've got your settings, which are your followers, your following, a library of videos, and then your unique settings. One of the things that I really like about Meerkat is embedding your video. I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can grab a piece of code and put it in a widget on your WordPress blog. And if you come to my website, I've got the audio turned off on this, but if you come to my website and are looking at one of my blog posts, you might hear my voice. If I'm live on Meerkat and you look in the right column, my stream will be playing live on my blog. And you know, on Meerkat, it shows you the people who are really there with you right now, and then it says plus other amount viewing. The number of people viewing almost doubles for me because people that are on my blog are suddenly thrust into the world of Joel's video, and they stick around, and they watch, and they engage. So it's one of the things I really like about Meerkat. As far as Periscope is concerned, again, you select your stream to view. Very simple, very intuitive. This is a Periscope that I was on just recently with Michael Hyatt before I inducted him into the world of Blab, which he followed by a tweet said, just did my first Blab with Joel Comm, I'm hooked. You're all gonna be hooked too. I'm almost like a dealer selling you crack here. And one of the things I like about Periscope is you can pick a region of where you want to watch and curate your content. It's easy to start a stream, type in whatever your topic is, hit go, you start broadcasting, you're out there into the world. Is anybody Periscoping right now? I'm just curious. Oh, you can, I don't care. I'm just curious. A lot of people you do back there, some people just do it on their own. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't work in here because of the bandwidth? Okay. I got to tell you, just as a side, they hooked me up into a live pipe for what we're going to try to do and ran speed tests on it. It was approaching a gig up and down. It's like the fastest bandwidth this computer has ever touched. You might want to touch my computer just to see if you can get a little bandwidth mojo from it. So on Periscope, you engage with comments, and I like that you get stats afterwards, and it makes us all feel really good because I did a stream here for 14 minutes, and I had 12 hours of people watching. I just sucked a half a day out of the internet. It made me feel important. We get to look at our profiles, blah, blah, blah. And occasionally on Periscope and Meerkat, you'll spot celebrities. So I happened to be surfing one day. I'm like, wait, I know that guy. Anybody know who that is? George Hamilton. Looking very tan as always. I'm like, man, is that a spray tan? Is he just always on the beach, or is it permanent? I don't know, but you never know who you're gonna find on the streams, and it's so cool because, as you know, with video, we get to see how people really are, unedited, uncensored. It's raw. In fact, I'll say that it's the real reality TV, because we all know reality TV is real, right? They don't do any editing there. Recently, I got to start playing with Live for Facebook Mentions. It's in limited availability right now. You have to be what they call a public figure and have a verified page on Facebook. So you're seeing people like Mari Smith and Gary Vaynerchuk and others using it. It's cool. For those that don't have the Mentions app, you scroll up, and this is some of the functionality we get. We can post a status, a photo, a video, a live video, or even start up a Q&A. And then, again, just like Periscope, you put in your topic and your subject, and you're off to the races. You're streaming. What's brilliant about this is you're instantly streaming to your Facebook page. The problem is, I get way more engagement on my personal profile than I do on my page. And as you probably already know, unless you're spending money on Facebook and actively working that page, getting that engagement is challenging. Now, I play with all three of these, just depending upon what my mood is that day. What do I want to try? What do I experiment with? I think they all have benefits. But let's circle around to what I'm really excited about now, and that is blab.im. Got a little play on words here, since Foursquare kind of shot themselves in the foot. Anybody still use it? Wow, how the mighty have fallen. Isn't it amazing that a company can go so quickly from being on top? Nobody wants to be the mayor anymore. We're all the mayor of our own little worlds now. So I think Blab is the new Foursquare because there's 4 squares on it. Okay, maybe it's not that funny, but it's the place to check in, because it's where the real conversation, face-to-face with people, is taking place. By the way, I don't have a time clock up here. How do I know where I am on the... You have 2 hours left. I have 5 hours left. You'll give me signs? Okay, I'll see a sign, apparently. What I'm discovering, one person thought that was funny. I will accept that laughter. Thank you. Blab is about engagement, and it's about community, and I really think it's the missing link. And before I show you, let me say this. I'm not being a prophet and saying Blab is going to be the platform, they're going to dominate the world. What I will say is that what they are doing is what we're hungry for, especially as content creators. So it's theirs to screw it up. It's theirs to not do a deal with a company that can help give them more exposure. If they blow it with their tech or marketing, that's going to be a shame. But what they're doing is Google Hangouts done right. You can tweet me on that too. So if you go to blab.im, you can see on-air listings of people who are doing shows right now. You know what? Let me just go to the website. This is where we're gonna take a risk here today, because I want to do a live Blab right here, right now, and rather than show you on slides, I want to show you for real, because I think it's cooler that way. The problem we're having is that in a room like this, with the audio coming out of these speakers, we could potentially feed an echo in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these earbuds on, or at least this one with the microphone on it, and once we start the Blab, we're going to kill this, this mic here, and hopefully we don't blow your ears out. So are you all willing to try this with me? Okay. I will not be held responsible for your eardrums being blown, or if a bunch of dogs come running because we hit a high frequency. So here we go. This is what the main site looks like. And we can actually pick a Blab And we're going to go into somebody else's first. And by the way, I'm really depending upon my audio team here who have been fantastic in helping us test this. So right now we've got several blabs going on, and it shows us tags, and it shows us that 183 people have watched this one called about 9/11, a memory we cannot forget. Where were you? 34 people are watching now. So we're going to go ahead and click into this, and we're going to stream the audio from another one. So they'll figure that out. So while they're working on that, take a look at the interface. The left side has the subject, and right underneath you can see if it's being recorded or not.
Definitely.
You guys hear me okay here?
Let me see if I can get a few more people in before I close this down. We've been doing this for a while.
I'm gonna jump out.
Thank you. By the way, Robert, thank you for doing this today. I'm so glad that I listened to this today.
You know what it was? I said it earlier. I almost didn't do it because I was really, truly on the fence if I should, because it's.
So let me go out of this here because I don't want to. There I go, muted. You'll see that the host is in the upper left corner, and the host is the person who starts the blab. They take a seat, and then others click to join. I could go ahead and click to join right there. I'm not going to do it quite yet. We're going to start our own and kind of show you. So on the left side, the moderator, the host, can start recording whenever they want, and they can stop whenever they want. When the blab is complete, you get an email within 60 seconds that has both a high-quality MP3 and a high-quality MP4. What's happening over there? Oh my gosh. Kyle Benoit's in here, and he's brought me on right now. So let me talk to Robert. Hang on a second. Hey, Robert, can you hear me? So we're on stage at Inbound right now.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're blabbing, and so Robert lives on Blab, actually. I think he is there literally all the time, creating a lot of great content, hosting a lot of great shows. And I'm sorry for the feedback. We're doing the best we can to minimize it, but great topic today. Glad to see you here, and I'm just giving people a tour of Blab. So I'm going to hop out and tell them some more about it, and you keep keeping on.
All right, thanks a lot, Joel.
All righty. Go ahead and kill it, Kyle.
For those of you guys that don't know, that's Joel Comm. He's actually at Inbound up in Boston.
All right, you can go ahead and kill the audio on them, and let me take them through the interface a little more. Isn't that fun? Michael, that's Mike DeAngelis. So these people I'm meeting on Blab, I'm creating friendships with them just by being engaged. You start to see some of the same faces and people doing shows. So left side, you record when you want, you get the download link to the MP3 and a high quality MP4. And I saw Brian Fanzo tweet this morning that now there's automatic upload to YouTube. So I'm repurposing all of my content that I'm creating on Blab in two different formats. I'm doing a Joel Comm show, which is an extension of my podcast, where I'm interviewing people. Like I just interviewed Michael Hyatt this week. Robert Scoble's coming on the show Monday night. And if you click on a profile, you can see people's upcoming shows. And then I'm taking the MP4 and embedding it on YouTube and then putting those on my blog. You can see the tweets on the left side. All I've got to do is click Tell a Little Bird, and it's going to populate it with the topic and the Twitter handles of the people that are currently in the room. So I could modify it if I want to, but I just click Post Tweet, and it goes. Now, if I personally want to hop in, which I'm going to do right now, I'm going to click Join, and the host is waiting to accept me, and he's bringing me back in. So it's me again.
Mike was just telling his story because he had a cousin who was a firefighter that had passed away.
So
sorry, Mike, go ahead.
So he goes, you know, when I found out that he died, the weird part is I had friends coming out of the building that passed him going in, and you know, and a lot of people knew each other. And what had happened was there was about 4 or 5 probies of new guys in the rescue squad. And he said, there's no way that I can let these kids go in by themselves. They it's not for their first fire, or this is crazy. So he led them up the stairs, and he died there. So that was like crazy. And then my other friend was with him. He died, and I had a friend going to work. He got stuck on the pair train. He never made it, or else he'd be dead. Just think about the people that didn't make it to work that day, or stuff. And then I have other firemen that, his his brother went there digging him out after trying to look for something.
I'm going to let them keep going on that. It's a good time to actually stop and just. I know many of us knew people that were taken that day and are affected, and if that was you, I'm sorry, and we have not forgotten. So, okay. Don't put the audio on for this. Just jumping in to show the rest of the interface. You can see tweets that have popped up on the left side, and you see the faces flying up. Those are called props. And all I got to do is click on them, and you'll see my face is going up there with April, and she's like, "Oh, Joel's giving me props, yay!" And then I can follow her really easily just by clicking right next to her like that, and now I'm following her. Up on top, we see the total number of people who have viewed this blab, 160. 41 are currently here, and all we got to do is roll our mouse over, and we can see all the people that are in here. Oh, there's Leaf. Leaf, I saw your, well, he probably, I don't know if he's in here or not, but if he is, right over there, I saw your Bold Talk. It was cool. In fact, I'm stealing your thing with the paper. I loved it. There, now I've confessed it. Is that okay? We can easily follow him, which I'm going to do right here. And on the right side is the chat room. So you see the comments going on. Really easy to use interface. You remember how difficult it was with Hangouts sometimes to get this thing configured and going? With this, all we do is click join. Now let's go ahead and see if we can make this happen where we start a blab of our own. Let me show you how easy this is. Click up here on the right side where it says start a new blab, and I'm going to type live from Inbound 2015 on stage with Joel, and we'll put a hashtag in here, and then we'll pick, let's see, social media categories. You could pick up to 3 tags, marketing and general, and then we have a choice. Do we want to go live now, or do we want to schedule it in the future? If I want to go in the future, I pick the time and the date, and it looks like right now I can schedule out to October 8th. The moment I do that, people who are following me that get notified can subscribe. So when I put up a new blab that I'm scheduling, I see right there in the window, so-and-so subscribed, so-and-so subscribed, they subscribed. So when the blab goes live, they get notified, and they can click to it right away. It's cool stuff. So we're going to go live right now, right here. Are you liking this? Okay, here we go. Let's start the blab. And you can see that I am now live on the screen. Now we're going to go to the audio from here. Vincenzo, go ahead and grab a seat. Vincenzo Landino is in the back. And Vincenzo, wave to everybody. Everybody wave to Vincenzo. Vincenzo is my co-host and plucky comic relief on Blab Talk Live, which is a show we do in the evening that lends itself more to entertainment. Okay, I've got like 6 people. Everybody's wanting to jump in here. You can see right here, these are all the people that want to join this blab. And so I'm going to say, Vincenzo, come on in. And then what it's going to do is it's going to open up another seat. Okay, so he's over there, and go ahead and talk to us.
Hi, Joel.
Hi, Vincenzo.
Hi, everybody watching this.
So it's pretty cool, huh?
Don't look at me. Look at the screen. I'm right there.
Put the audience on there.
You don't have to watch me here.
Show the audience so they can see themselves on camera. There you go, everybody. You're on camera over there, live on the blab. For those of you joining in, this thing is blowing up like crazy. There's 54, 55. The numbers are going up. People here right now. And this is the danger we have with the feedback. So just bear with us. Can you hear okay? Nod. Yes. Okay. If you're blabbing in here, mute your microphone, please. Or I will mute you. I don't know how, but I will. So, hey, everybody that's watching at home or here at Inbound, we're blabbing live from the stage. So I think that's pretty cool. And Subi Zimmerman, who's sitting right over there, is jumping in. And we're going to pull Brian Fanzo in from Locations Unknown. Hey, Fanzo, how's it going?
I get my thing.
How's it going?
Hey, hey.
Where's Stelzner?
Over there, Mike Stelzner, Social Media Examiner. This is what social media has been lacking. This is what video streaming has been lacking. Now we can have a conversation. Fanzo, tell me what you think of Blab. Give us the short version.
Blab is live streaming collaboration. It's allowing us to collaborate and scale relationships like never before. It's everything we ever wanted in virtual hangouts, and it's easy.
Okay, a little hard to hear because we got an echo here, but if you're at home or you're on your mobile device, you can do this. You can go to iOS, download blab.im, and you can scroll through and watch shows, or you can create your own show and begin it right there on the spot. And as you can see, the comments are coming in on the right side, and there's already a crap ton of people here, which is 84 right now. When you do a show and they're following you, people get notified right away. So I've got about 2,000 people that are following me, and so they're getting notifications, and we might actually break Blab today. Somebody tag for Sean, the CEO, and see if he can jump on and let us know. We'll let him get a seat. These are not paid actors, E. Brian Rose. We're going to give a lot of love to some people here, just like this. So before they called them props, they called them feels. Think about it. So if you wanted to feel somebody, you would, never mind. That's obviously why they changed it. Okay, you guys got the vibe for this. I'm sorry to those of you watching. I'm going to end it because it's distracting and I want to share some more things and I don't know how to do it and do this at the same time. It's like walking and chewing 2 sticks of gum. So Blab is over. Catch you guys later. Live from Boston, inbound. Everybody give a whoop. Dang, that's fun. Thanks, guys, back there for making that work. I wasn't sure what would happen. How we doing on time? 10 minutes? 2 hours, thanks. All right, let me go back to the PowerPoint here, and let's jump through a few things. I'm going to skip through most of it, but things that I didn't point out. For example, you sign in with your Twitter account. I didn't make that obvious to you. You must have a Twitter account, and then it automatically connects to Blab, and that's how it knows who you are. Let's see, I showed you how to host a Blab Live, setting the time. This is what it looks like when people come to my page, and I've got a broadcast coming up within the hour, or actually beyond that, within the day. It starts counting down the hours, minutes, and seconds to go live. However, if you want to go live early, you can. What Vincenzo and I, whose new official name is Vinny Blabberino. Vinny Blabberino, don't touch the hair, forget about it. We'll usually start a few minutes early, but we won't come on camera, and I'm using an application called ManyCam, which I think I have a screen of here, that lets me put a countdown clock with an image. So we're actually producing a show. It's not just come on and talk. There's structure to it. So those who are content creators, this is why I say live video streaming is the new blogging, because this is going to be the haven for people who are content creating. I introduced Mike Stelzner to it, about 2 weeks ago, Mike? Yeah. Mike is a cynic's cynic, a skeptic's skeptic. And usually when I share stuff with him, he's the guy I want to go to shoot holes in it. And he asked me some questions. He came on. He was instantly hooked and on that thing the next day doing his Blab. Darren Rouse pops in from Australia. We've known each other 10 years, and we've spoken a few times. He interviewed me one time, but we have spoken more in the past 2 weeks on Blab from the other side of the world than we ever, multiple times over, more than we've spoken in the last 10 years. It's bringing community together. Now, if we want to, which I do this at the beginning of my Blabs, if I have a special guest and I don't want other people hopping on, you just lock the remaining seats. Just click where it says lock seat. Nobody else can even try to claim it. It won't be distracting to you. They won't be bothering you. But when somebody wants to come on, they ask for a seat, and now you saw the new interface. It shows you 2 at a time of people who are trying to call in on the screen, but you accept or reject who you want to join you on your blab. I showed you how to do the tweets. That's what the full interface looks like. There's Vinny Blabberino. In the bottom left corner, that is Sean Puri. He is the CEO of Blab, and the CTO his name is Furkan. And these guys, them along with Brittany Metz, who does help for them, are always there. I don't think they ever sleep. They're fully funded, they're in full startup mode, and they pop on Blabs all the time to answer questions and to listen. They do Blab town halls where they listen to the features that people want, and they've got a long list. So probably the most engaged team for a startup that I've ever seen. Let's see, we talked about requesting a seat, props, sharing on Twitter, little things like you can type /Q and it shows up with that gray box that says question. You can change the topic anytime by just type the moderator. Any of the 4 people in seats can go /topic and change the topic. If somebody changes the topic and they start taking over the blab, we call that blabjacking. I thought it was good. And when it's over, this immediately comes up. When the host ends it, it shows you who was on this blab and who got the most props. It's not a persistent metric. They don't continue to add up props. It's just something at the moment that is in there so you can say, hey, I really appreciate you or what you said or you look good today or whatever. It's a simple little metric for the moment. And then this is an email that you get that says you can download your MP3 and your MP4. This is ManyCam. This is software available for both the PC and Mac that allows you to produce with multiple screens. So you can see there, before Jay McMichael, who is a senior photojournalist with CNN, came as a guest on my show, we had this image up there with a countdown clock. And there's music playing through my mixer via Spotify, so people are listening to it and they're getting excited for the show. And then I simply click in where my camera is, just to the right of that, and it comes up when we're ready to go live. The MP4 replay quality is really good, which is excellent for YouTube, because when you're watching it, you might get some glitchiness if somebody's bandwidth is off a little bit. But remember, Blab is pulling in the stream from each of the people that are coming in individually. So they're getting the direct pipe that they're recording. They're not recording the output. They're recording from input. So the quality is actually full widescreen on it. And what I'm finding interesting about this is I can do a late night show that's more what I'm really interested in. I've written enough books on Twitter. I've written enough books on AdSense. I want to just talk to people. If I have my choice, I would much rather bring in interesting people doing cool things and doing good stuff, brand pimping, than just talking to people about business again. And so that's David H. Lawrence, which some of you might know in the upper right corner. If you don't know him but you recognize him, he was the villain, the puppet master on the NBC show Heroes for a couple seasons. In the bottom left corner, anybody know who that is? Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag. I pop into a blab one day and I look and I go, wait, that dude up there, I know who that is. And it was, anybody watch Survivor? Ah! Yeah. So Tyson Apostle, who won the $1 million on a season, I'm like, you're that dude. And then next to him is Rob Cesternino, who was on Survivor and does a reality show podcast. And then there's Spencer Pratt. And I just asked Tyson, hey, you want to be on my show? He said yes. So we got behind the scenes stories of Survivor. And then I asked Spencer if he wanted to come on. And he said, yeah, I'm going to come on. And I got to tell you, I didn't really know about Spencer and Heidi because I don't read the tabloids. I don't follow Us and Entertainment Weekly or any of that. I didn't watch The Hills. I knew nothing. I didn't even know who they were. But I read about them first, and then when I interviewed them, these were incredible people with huge hearts, very kind, very generous, very real. And I thought, you know what? That show that they were on, that was a show. That was this reality TV thing. It wasn't real at all. This was real, and they won over all the people that attended that day. And so for whatever it is in your mind that you see yourself using this for, whether it's teaching a course or bringing on guests or having a support group of some kind or having a group of people that are all interested in the same special interests, all of these are great uses. We came up with another thing that Vincenzo and I do to end the show. It's called a flash blab. Flash Blab is where it's time for the show to end, and we say, okay, everybody, we're ending the show. I go and I pick a blab that's got 3 to 5 people in it that looks like it's fun. I say, everybody go there. And they click the link, and all of a sudden the room fills up, and you could tell by looking at the top, all the little icons, and they're all laughing. Like, what? They always respond like this, what is going on? And our people come in, and they're like, hashtag FlashBlab. So we've actually started building a lexicon of blab terminology, such as when you are working on a blab with somebody else, it's called collaboration. Legit, right? Blabaholics, you know, blab rehab for those addicted to blab. Some of you will be. You'll be writing me or seeing me on blab, and you're going to go, thank you for showing this to me, Joel, and then you're going to go, because it's sucking my day away. So if you go to blabtalk.com, that's where we have the lexicon and the replays of our show. And I've got just a couple minutes, so just promotionally, some ideas of things you can do on Blab. I have my VA make up banners for each show. Remember, I'm not just getting on and doing a live broadcast. I'm doing a show. And there's so many different shows that are starting on Blab now. So is that showing okay? Yes. So I will create banners. Banners for Blab Talk Live with myself and Vincenzo. Banners when I have a special guest like a reality show star. And then when people tweet this, they're tweeting it with the image, which of course we know images are effective and bring more people in. And this is my new Facebook cover. Did you love it? I love it. Makes me laugh. So, has this been helpful for you today? Excellent. When it comes to live streaming, the drones are next. I've ordered one. What are they called? The ones that you toss up, they're $500? Lily. I've ordered a Lily. You toss it in the air, it tracks on you, and as you're walking or running or kayaking, it's supposed to follow and stay tracked on you. So live streaming via drones is coming next, and from there, who knows. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Follow me at Joel Comm. See you on Blab!